Okay. Hello everyone, welcome. I tried to record this a few times before, when 4.8 had just launched. I don't know, I don't know, I've done some soul searching, thinking about what really matters, if you wanna get philosophical about it. No, but, yeah, I don't know. 4.8 had a pretty rough, release. There are certainly problems with it. There still are problems with it. Yeah, no, like, and I don't want, like, I don't know. There's some element of, oh, we'll just don't play on the first day. No, like, I've played on patch day, and this wasn't the worst. This wasn't 3.17. But this was rough. I honestly have not had as bad of, like, the star map is pretty bad. I think we'll see if it's still bad. Contracts literally wouldn't spawn, and now I'm not 100% sure. It seems that at least courier missions just aren't accepting. But that might just have been the server I was on, so, like, we'll see. It might be all missions, but I was able to do some mercenary missions. So again, we'll see. There are new blueprints, although I will admit not as many as I was hoping. But it's still... enough to, sink your teeth into. Ships, the Ironclad has some issues. I was flying it around. I do have one significant problem that, like, I literally, and again, this was, like, immediately after the patch dropped, but, like, my starting location is Area 18, it always has been. I go into the lobby and I crashed, and then I would get back into the game, I would take 2 steps and I would crash. Crashed to desktop, and it was not fun. I did somehow manage to struggle through and get to, and rent out the Ironclad and the Pitbull. Ironclad, I think, the Ironclad is a beautiful interior. I really like it. I really, really like it. It's, like, of the same quality as the Corsair, and I genuinely think and have said that the Corsair is, like, the best interior they've ever done. My opinion is certainly not the most definitive. But I would say that the Ironclad is absolutely up there. I love it. I want more. That's the first time I've ever seen a jump point being obstructed. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the Ironclad, it does have some issues. I don't think they're as bad as, like, the Moth, but they kind of are annoying. Like, nav mode just kind of turns off by itself a lot. I think there's some issues with, like, the command module taking damage, or not taking the correct amount of damage, or not passing on damage. And I think there's probably a few other things I'm not. I think something about like the internal atmosphere just like killing you, when it is very much not supposed to, or something. Like there's a few things, and I can't even I can't even say that. Oh, well, they need to like put the ships in PTU because they actually did put the Ironclad in PTU. For like, actually, I think it was like the weekend. In all fairness, but yeah, the Pitbull. I love the Pitbull. I don't think I'm gonna buy the Pitbull with real money with store credit, but it would be store credit if so. But I probably won't, but I kind of want to. Oh, grand. Okay, the Tiburon. Every time I've completely forgot about the Tiburon. The Tiburon, I did hear somebody say very eloquently that the Tiburon is like, the problem with it is that it's like a capital crew sized, or it has a capital sized crew for a sub-capital ship. I don't know if it's really a capital sized crew, but I don't know. Do have to admit it is a bit odd. I would kind of like, or I'd kind of prefer. I don't know. I wish they got rid of the two turrets in the front and had like either dual size 7s or dual size 6s for the sides. I don't know what in particular, but just like cutting down on turrets I think would be good. It would also be nice if those turrets, if you could swap the turrets out, either twin size 7s or twin size 4s, and it's just up to you, like, or even if it is a single size 7 or quad 4s, that would be so much better if you could just choose. And also, like, it's really funny because I didn't see it because the door was bugged and it wouldn't open on the display floor. But yeah, apparently instead of having the man turrets, the remote turrets, but the seat is where the entrance to the turrets would be on the regular Hammerhead. Tiburon does seem interesting enough, I guess, but I mean, maybe would I get one in game? Maybe. I'd love to see Drake and RSI's answer to that small sub-capital capital screen, I guess. I don't know if capital screen is correct. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the front detailing. It's too smooth for Aegis. I looked at it and I was like, this seems too smooth, too sleek. This really, like, people are saying that it's just like the front is just a souped up Kruger Merlin, and I'm like, yeah, I see that. I see that very much. I don't know, but that's more subjective at that point. The M80 is, I don't know, I was, like, it looks like it's the gamer ship. Not a huge fan of the particular details it's got going there. It's a bit goofy. Oh, also, if this happens where it refuses to... Oh. Okay, so you can either click on route, and I guess keep clicking on route until it works. You can also hit R if clicking on it doesn't work. Just something I did not know, and now I do know, and I'm glad I do. It took me like 20... I had to like try it 20 times, so that's oof. The M80 is, yeah, I thought the M80 was going to be kind of undergunned, and it was just going to be an Origin thing, but then it has those pop-out size 5s, and I'm like, man... I mean, it's a little silly to have those to have so many pop-out guns, I think, but damn. I think aesthetically I do kind of like it, but I don't think I don't like the gamer lights. I don't like the gamer lights. I would want to have them always to being like an off-white. I'm trying to think what else there is. The Starlight. The Starlight is fine. It's whatever. I don't really have too much to say about any of the ships. The Odin, I don't know anything about the Odin still. It's got big guns. I don't know how much the Odin looks like an anvil ship to me. I don't know what it looks like if not an anvil ship, but it doesn't look bad. But I really don't care. I'm not gonna buy one with real money. I'm almost certainly not gonna buy one in game. If I do have like, I mean, genuinely, I think at the most I have a space station that has a ship docking or a ship manufacturing area. And maybe I repair some Odins in my time. That's I mean, crafting an Odin? I mean, maybe, I don't know, but probably not. That seems ludicrous. Yeah, let's see. So, there's more stuff with the crafting and with the wipe. Oh my god, okay, the wipe. Let's talk about the wipe because it happened real fast. I'm not... it makes no fucking sense to have a rep wipe. To see how the economy does. I don't think. And I think it's extremely detrimental and annoying. But annoying, not like, you know, moronic or insulting or damaging. It's annoying that there's a reputation wipe, the same patch that has the first ever raid. It's like, man, okay. I mean, somebody has already done TSG. Somebody did TSG the day the patch came out. They had to grind the entire fucking day to get that rep back, but somebody has managed it. Good for them. Cool. I was under the assumption that that there are exploits that people have already made billions. That CIG themselves came out and were like, no, as far as we know, with the tools they have, no, that is not the case. So, one, shame on me for believing a shady website. I mean, they, like, I don't know. It's not in, as soon as I saw CIG say that, I was like, oh, okay. That's understandable. Out there. Contract manager. Is there any button for the contract manager? Scrolling down. Use the arrow keys. Oh, that's nice, but I don't want to go down. Oh, okay. I think I need to get some... The mission I'm looking for is... Let me check. Needs stomping, which let me check, actually. Bounty Hunter illegal. Let's see, maybe I don't need... I'll do this... Oh my god, come on, dude. Yeah. UI is fucking borked, and it never will not be, because... Why? Why wouldn't? Why would you expect it to be better? Okay, illegal bounty hunter. Wanna be a headhunter? Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah, no, this is... Okay, yeah, no, this is... Alright. Keep all this in mind. And actually, this is what I want. This is what I want. Although, unfortunately, I don't know how long of a grind this is gonna be. Let's do this. Track... So... Oh, also, yeah, so the wipe only makes monetary sense if we have money sinks and we have... and exploits can either be deleted if they can be managed. If CIG can find exploiters and punish them accordingly, or stop exploits from happening, either of those two things, then we can really talk about having a functional economy. We don't really have money sinks. We have the insurance thing, but that's only one thing, and you know, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, it's ultimately kind of avoidable. I mean, okay, it's not really avoidable. Your ship's gonna explode. You're gonna have to, you know, get the insurance on it. If you're running a stock loadout, it literally doesn't matter. It's free in that case, which is absolutely an important thing to remember. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah. So I don't really know if the wipe was ultimately super great. Again, like, the more wipes they do, the more annoying it is. Oh, but it's an alpha. As like, they are absolutely concerned about the playability of the game. And yes, it is an alpha, but yes, it is also being treated like a game. At the end of the day, I don't think there's much argument about that. Now, my philosophy going forward, now that we're in the situation that we are with, everything wiped and needing to get blueprints again, I don't want to do missions that are out of my wheelhouse, so I am going to do things that are on the lower end of things. I'm going to do what I can handle. And I need to get better in general. I struggled with with Hathor a little bit. But for one thing, Hathor, it doesn't perform terribly, and I think it's also partially when the server's fault also. But yeah. Dominance 2 Scattergun. Oh my god. Rat's Nest, sure. And also, yeah, so the TSG, I'm never going to get enough people to do a tactical strike group. Maybe one day in the future. Perhaps one day in the future. But I don't see that happening. Anytime soon. It sounds like it needs, like, a full squad, right? Well, okay, more than a full squad. I also am really not optimistic. I think I mentioned last week. I am not optimistic about enjoying ship combat. I know I just did ship combat. I don't imagine myself doing anything more than PvE light fighting fighters. At least solo. I'm definitely not going to I'm definitely not gonna sorry, I'm looking at my fuel ticking down and I'm like, oh god. Okay, now we should be fine, yeah. What was I gonna say? So, also with components, so I don't care too much. I'm not going to put too much effort into things that are, like, I might only do once. If it facilitates grinding with a friend, then I'll do that. But, yeah. And I mean, of course, social tools, I think, would be a big help. Would be an enormous help in, like, being able to do matchmaking. And, like, okay, I would do TSG if there was matchmaking. I was like, hey, just bring your ship and we'll figure it out. I'd be cool with that. But as it stands right now, it's a bit odd. Or a bit impossible to do that. Very cleanly, anyway. Yeah, so in terms of what I want to do, so I don't want to focus, I'm only hunting blueprints that aren't excessively difficult to get, right? Like, these are entry-level bounty missions, they pay enough. And they do have some components. Oh, also I have the language pack. Look up Star Citizen language pack. It's a mod that affects some of the UI, and I think it has some other... I assume that as a language pack it does language things, but the main thing is that it shows BPs. That is not a default thing, and I don't want to be that guy, but if a modder can do that, can be like, hey, this is a list of all the blueprints, I can't imagine CIG couldn't do that. But also, I have no idea what the reality of development is for them, so, like, they obviously can do it, but it's just a matter of priorities. I don't know who would be doing the UI work, but that's a whole thing. I do want to talk about some of the blueprints here, because I don't think I can... I will say... Morozov armor, definitely cool with that. Devastator, the only thing I don't like on this is the Devastator. So honestly, that's fine. Trying to think. It is very nice. Very, very nice to have this available, but yeah. Oh, there is also this, which is just, I think this is... These are all stealth drives. I'm not sure size 1, size 2. No, I think the Zephyr, Spectre, and Bolt are size 1. I'm not sure about the Specule. I think these might be several sizes. I'm not 100% sure there. But there are a lot of interesting things, I think. So, let's accept this. I will see. Yeah, so if I remember correctly, to go through the list, so these are stealth coolers. I'm not 100% sure about the heat safe. The heat sink is definitely a stealth cooler. Stealth coolers use the least power. Vapor block and icebox, also good. Yeah. And I think these are like size 1 and 2, I think. And these are multiple grades, I believe. I wouldn't worry too much about the grades. They're not that different, mostly health. And maybe some, like, stealth-related stats as far as coolers go. According to Urkel, the X-series longsword cannons are the most efficient ballistic cannons. The mass drivers suck. They should have, like, 3 times the velocity. They have, in the great, balance fuckery that is 4/8's balance fuckery, like, a lot of the cannons have, they're not the exact same speeds, not the exact same damages, but there's a lot of things that just don't make sense. The mass drivers have a charge up, and to compensate for that, in the past, they had extremely high bullet velocities. They now have garbage velocities and might do the same amount of damage as these. I assume they still have the charge up. The scatterguns are not super great. On Urkel, they'll probably look like they do massive amounts of damage. I assume that it's spread out between pellets, because they're shotguns. I think the Dominance 3s do like 1169 damage or something. They have 8 pellets, and that comes around to like 113 damage per pellet, which actually is really good. They have fairly slow velocity though, so I'm honestly not super sure how good these actually are. I think they also have fairly limited range, but I don't think that really matters that much. You're going to be wanting... You definitely don't want to put the dominance onto, say, a spirit. You would want to put that on like a Gladius or something much faster. A Pitbull, perhaps. The neutron cannons, I think, actually kind of suck. They have like really slow velocity, sub 1,000 meters per second. I think the damage is all right, but they're really slow and they're not that worth it, unfortunately. The Baron cannons actually are... They're not... They do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but I think they can pretty effectively... I think they can pretty effectively deal with larger ships. Like, when you get into size 3, I think you might actually be dealing with ships that can touch capital ships, believe it or not. I have to check that. Also, all the Singes, they used to be amazing. They used to be, back in the day, they used to be hit scan, and then they had very high velocity. They don't have high velocity now. Which, yeah, is garbage. And I can't remember exactly what the numbers are, but I looked at them and was like, this is garbage. This is not worth it. So, and also, take all of my, ramblings here, with a grain of salt. I am far from an expert or credible source in Star Citizen space combat. I would almost pride myself in not being that. But just having done some space combat and having played the game and knowing what I know and knowing what my preferences are, yeah. In my mind, if you're looking for equipment, you know, you want to maximize your power output, which means mainly minimizing maximum power outputs. So, in my mind, stealth coolers are the best, competition radars are the best. Theoretically, ballistic cannons would be better than energy. I prefer energy, just because I don't want to have to worry about refueling. It's, you know, there are trade-offs there. Ideally, you have things that have a minimum power input of 1, but for instance, with the radars, I prefer competition. They're, I think, usually a minimum of 3, but they're also a maximum of 3 power pips. So you're getting the maximum performance, slightly more expensive than the minimum performance of some other things, but I think that's completely fine. Also, as far as I know, there aren't any blueprints for competition radars. There are some for other radars, I believe. I'm not sure, I didn't look too deep, because competition radars are the only ones I'm interested in. But also, with crafting, with base quality components, you can be in a pretty good position. I don't think you need to worry too much about things. If you take a power plant and then craft that power plant to maximum quality, it will be better than stock whatever. So, and I mean, like, if it's like the B grade industrial thing, then maybe not. If it's like civilian, you know, I think it would still be better in that case, but it wouldn't be in terms of like max power generation for a power plant. It would still be good. It would still be, certainly it would be more than usable. But, you know, and obviously, yeah, you can get the crafting recipe for power plants, military power plants, and if you can craft those at max quality, obviously those are going to be, you know, theoretically better, but, you know, is it worth it? Maybe to somebody, not to me. So, oh, also, attritions. Attritions are probably the best overall weapon. To be blunt. I was concerned that NDBs when Xenothreat, when the event comes out, oh shit. I misunderstood this. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do think that one thing, I have been, like, extremely negative with all the changes, that they've talked about, with, like, all the changes with velocity. I do think that, for instance, like, the mass drivers, I would love the mass drivers if they actually did the thing and were, you know, the charge up is frankly annoying. It's not great. It could be better. But the velocity definitely makes up for it. Higher velocity, the less you need to lead your targets, which I think is extremely valuable. Also, the closer distance, theoretically, the less you need to lead your target. Actually, I guess I don't know, maybe that's not true. But yeah. Also, if you want, I recommend doing the bit zero, like, can I look at my Moby here? Mercenary, I think they only appear around planets. Really? Do they? They're bit zero missions, you have to pay for them. Am I... Huh. I hope they're still in. I'm pretty sure they're under the Mercenary tab. But you pay up front, you get a location, they're like, hey, go to this asteroid base, and there's a ship full of material. Yeah. So that is, in my mind, that in my mind makes a good amount of sense. It's like, the cheap one is gold and medical supplies, it's like less than 100k, it will get you 1 million credits worth of commodities. The freelancer, I haven't checked in 4.8, but in 4.7, if you transport the if you take the freelancer to Pyro or Stanton Gateway, it won't despawn if you take it to pretty much any place else aside from a gateway station. It will despawn, including all the cargo. So what they want you to do is to take the ship out of the hangar and then transfer the cargo. That theoretically could be better, but the more expensive one is a freelancer full of gold that will give you over 1 million credits. If you're selling it at, like, well, really anywhere, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, that one is definitely good. I think actually the place to sell it probably would be Rat's Nest. And, yeah. Also, we'll do this mission and end things off, I think. I'm gonna just grind. I want to get, I do want to try out the Dominance scatterguns. I do kind of want to, just as, even if it's just a silly thing to try. I've also changed up my, my drip here. So I have the Wrecker thing. I don't like the bone version. I do kind of like it. I would prefer the Stitcher core, but it is medium armor. I also have the Stitcher arms instead of the Geist arms, and I do like these. I just wish there wasn't the skull on the thing. I could do without the duct tape. I think there's like the Ixania arms that might fit the bill there, but those are technically clothing, which is annoying. The Geist arms might be good. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I really like the Warden backpack. I think the main thing, I think the Stitcher arms are going to be an EVA armor, so I think that will probably be, when that becomes a thing, it'll be like, yeah, I either use it or I don't really have a reason not to use it, because, like, unless we get EVA packs, which actually also, by the way, on the Galactopedia, there's a company they added recently, Azure Sky Zero, Azure Sky Blue, Azure Sky something. They're a company that make EVA packs. I don't know what an EVA pack is exactly. I don't know if it's a jetpack. I assume it's a jetpack, but I definitely cannot confirm that it's a jetpack. I don't think they want to commit to the idea of a jetpack, especially because it probably won't quite work the way people would hope. But I just, that's a thing I noticed, and I think a lot of people could be and should be excited for that, and yeah. I do have to check if Wrecker armor is a thing. If Wrecker armor is a thing you have a blueprint for, because I probably would like to try to get that. Oh, also, I don't know what their thought process was. I don't know what their thought process was making the blueprint, not wiping the blueprints. I honestly, for most of them, I think it comes down to, like, if you're gonna be doing the grind anyway, you would probably run into at least most of the blueprints you already got, but there are some that are, like, certainly more annoying. But, like, if they wanted to wipe... But, I mean, if they were okay with wiping rep, then I don't know why they weren't okay with wiping blueprints. Maybe just because it's so new. I almost want to say that it's a huge conspiracy that, like, they only wanted to wipe because they weren't going to be able to maintain. They weren't going to be able to persist, like, materials. I think that's absolutely ridiculous, but, you know. I think if they were like, hey, we're just not at the point where we can persist crafted items and materials, you're just not gonna have those. Sorry. I think that'd be okay. I wouldn't mind. There's so much with, like, crafting that, like, if you think that you're gonna keep the blueprints forever, no, you're not. You're not. Like, no. Like, I'm the alleged NDB blueprints for Xenothreat are of extreme interest to me because those are account bound. They're not going to wipe an account bound thing. But the blueprint I got for the Coda in game, they'll wipe that. And I'm okay with that. It's far from the end of the world. Honestly, I don't think they should have the blueprint for the NDBs. That I don't know if they should do blueprints for event things that are going to be account bound. Like, if they do, I will take them. But like, that seems like, you know, something that is, you know, just an advantage that you have over a new player at day one. And that seems a bit backwards to me. And also the idea, some of these things are like, oh, these are exclusive. The only way you're going to be able to get them is by doing this one thing at this one time. And if you weren't here during that, then fuck you. And that, to me, that's not cool. So, yeah. Also, I don't know why. I really think they should just use 2D icons, but who am I to think? Oh god, the plasma grenades. I love the fucking plasma grenades. They explode on impact. I don't know what they're talking about with area of denial. They're area of denial for a second. Honestly, if they had like a bouncing Betty, oh my god, if they had a fucking bouncing Betty that had like 3 charges, that'd be amazing. That would be really cool. I think. Also, if you, like me, are disappointed by the bunker loot, but you want something that's repeatable and, I don't want to say easy enough to do, but like, you know, is a thing that exists and you can go and do it, regularly. I can store I believe I can store... Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I don't really care about this. About the F-55. The Scorched is just a paint, but, you know, it is a thing. Here's hoping that... So, in the past, the spawns have not been super great for these locations, but they're far more interesting than bunkers. I think the missions usually pay about the same. There is usually a box that can spawn there. Inventory's being fucky. It should spawn, I would hope. Gonna wait on it. I don't know how many Scorched armor sets... Well, I don't know how many things I really care about. Oh my god, now nothing's spawning? Okay, please tell me the server's just dying. And it's gonna give me a reconnecting. Inventory. Open up the inventory. Oh, that works. Try this again. Oh, okay. I think things are gonna... I think we're gonna get a server error in a minute. I'm gonna wait on this. But I won't subject you to that. Yeah, so 4.8 is a little bit of a disappointment. I think maybe it's a little over-exaggerated of a disappointment, but it is what it is. Honestly, my biggest disappointment is that we're not finding out what the Stingray is, and that's the only thing I fucking care about. Also the Gladiator, the Retaliator, and maybe the Eclipse? Not 100% sure, but they're getting bomb racks, or they have bomb racks. Oh, and the Shiv has a body kit, which is just like a cosmetic add-on. Yeah. I think the bomb racks are available in-game. I don't know if the body kit is available in-game. I guess I'm kind of okay if the body kit isn't available in-game, but that's also, like, really, come on. There we go. We'll just go through the whole thing at this point. It's not too much longer. Isn't there... okay. Also, I think possibly all of the enemies moved and came up onto my position, so I think we might be in the clear. And I'm not going to assume that. Yeah, there we go. But they were moving around, which is nice. There is also a legitimate strategy to just holding up in a particular position. Also, I think probably the variety of gear and the variety of resources you can potentially get is pretty decent. Oh, R97s and P8SCs have Ceruleum. I'm not a huge fan. I would love to be a huge fan of the R97, but I'd be lying if I told you it was decent in modern day. So there is that. Also, I gotta admit, the purple boxes are nice, but I don't see them that often. I don't want to set your expectations too high. The military boxes, the green ones, like the green rifle case type deals, those are pretty common, but I have absolutely had runs of this where where none spawned. I've even had runs where literally nothing spawned. So, oh, let's see. For one thing, Solar wanted me to throw one of these at close range. So yeah, it just keeps exploding, and also it will explode on impact, including on a wall, so it will not bounce. I don't think of it as an area of denial thing, like a landmine, but I do think of it as a grenade, and I really like it. I don't like that as much, but what can you do? Oh, we got a little friend. God, I don't want this to be an hour long, but not that bad. Far from the worst thing in the world. I kind of want to throw this grenade and see if it... I feel like... I think it exploded on the tarp, because they have, like, physical collision. S70, I like the S71. It's not my favorite. I lost my P4 fortune. So you can equip, like I have an empty holster slot on my back right now, right? Because I have the S71 in my hands. I could equip this Karna to that slot, and that's what I had done. And then that P4 that I had, I meleeed somebody, and then it just disappeared. It might have, like, gone off somewhere at a very high velocity. I could not find it. It was dark. I looked around for like 5 minutes. I didn't find it. So I wouldn't count on it. I just would not do that. Weapons are not that valuable in the long run. Yeah, this is not the greatest haul, but honestly, finding a purple box and an orange box, I don't want to say it's automatically makes it worth it, but don't think that's too bad. Also, I think Fane Malign, I don't... It's not too hard to find Fane Malign. I think it is needed for some crafting stuff. Ship components, although I'm not 100%. On which ones? Oh, also the plasma grenades are, you can find them at regular stores, so that's also something. I'm almost wondering if I've just derped and I actually need to go attack a ship. What are these? Overlord Stinger. Okay, we'll take the help. Take the arms if we can. I can't remember what the Inquisitor arms have, but I'm pretty sure those are actually kind of valuable. Anyway. What else? So oh, also, in those missions, enemies are supposed to spawn in the hangar. And I think they might, like, get stuck in the elevator. But let's see if this patch, or if it's just, you know, because it's fresh off of the patch. There's also, I think, supposed to be, like, lootables here, and there is this ammo. Which actually, I think this is... some of these boxes, are, like... you know... railgun ammo? Which is pretty good. I would say. Somebody left their Corsair. Huh. How nice of them. It says return to asteroid base. Oh, I can't make that jump. Oh, maybe I can. Ah! Oh well. That's fine. Oh, maybe I can, climb out? Oh, okay. Alright, I won't try that again. Sorry. Yeah, no, I got distracted. Yeah, no, 4-8, so 4-8, not as exciting, really, at least for me. Again, I mean, like, I know some people are super happy about the wipe. I know, definitely there's some people, there's definitely a few people who got Krakens and Idrises, and, you know, I mean, hey, cheers to y'all. Absolutely. But, yeah, I know people are enjoying, tactical strike groups right now, and I hope that y'all do enjoy them. Even if I have no interest in them. Because it means more regular shit for me, which I'm totally happy to do. So, yeah, I stream Star Citizen. The last few streams I've had, I've been very tired. My foot was not good. But it's, like, I'm gonna give it a couple more days rest, but it's good now. It's pretty good right now. And, the other stuff. But, yeah, I attempt to stream, Star Citizen on, Sundays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 4 to 6 hours. Maybe less if I'm absolutely tired. And that is at twitch.tv/Railu. That is RAILU with an underscore at the end. Link to it is in description. Until next time, have a good day. Great day even. Chowskis.